Welcome back to another Crypto Gorilla video. It's the end of the week where we recap everything that happened in Web3. As usual, nothing you see or hear in this video is financial advice, and if you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button. Beginning in NFT news, earlier this week, Genkai, a project by Cyberkongs, announced a partnership with Sky Mavis, the creators of Axie Infinity, as well as Ronin, a blockchain for game developers. Now, while Genkai was the most anticipated mint of the week, it was also met with a lot of criticism on Twitter after they announced a very high mint price for this market of 0.25 Ethereum. As I expressed in my video from last week, they unfortunately failed to mint out the 9,000 NFTs on ETH, cutting down the mint supply to 3,000 and airdropping the rest to minters. Now, it's also important to note that they did manage to sell 4,000 NFTs on the Ronin chain, which I believe is the first ever mint on Ronin. So despite an underwhelming mint on ETH, the team still managed to raise over $2 million, and we're going to be finding out today how these NFTs are going to perform on the secondary market, as they were frozen at the time of mint. Yuga Labs opened up registration for their new platform made by Apes, which is an on-chain licensing platform in partnership with Sassy Labs. Essentially, business owners will receive a license by Yuga Labs, certifying that their Bored Ape Yacht Club and Mutant Ape Yacht Club products are indeed official. Now, these licenses will be valid for a period of 6 months, in which case you can just reapply for a new license, or until the owner of the ape either sells or transfers that ape, in which case the license is automatically invalidated. Polygon's flagship project Pluto completed the first stage of their reveal, allowing staked misfits to find out which DNA type they have. Now, I personally got pretty lucky. I hit 2 golds and 1 Pluto, so I'm really excited for the next stage of reveal to find out what the art is going to look like, which I believe is happening at the end of next week. Now, if you do have a Pluto or you plan on trading some of these, I suggest doing it through the Do platform, which is an aggregator / marketplace for Polygon NFTs, as trading Pluto NFTs on Do has a multiplier for their airdrop. Next up, Chimpers announced their Creators Academy, where they plan on teaching their holders how to grow their Twitter accounts as well as improve their content. Now, if you want to sign up for the first cohort, I believe it closes on August 2nd, so if you're holders of Chimper, I'm going to put a link in the description down below where you can sign up. Next, we have Gary V teasing a brand new game for the Veefriends card game, which appears to be a board game where you could play one-on-one against another player. Moving into brand news and partnerships, Veefriends also announced the launch of their Veefriends branded Squishmellows in collaboration with toy producer Jazwares, which features 4 different Veefriends characters and will be releasing on August 7th for a price of $25. There's also a claim for the Series 1 Veefriends holders, which is open now until August 2nd. Continuing in brand news, Lacoste launched their virtual summer store for their holiday collection, which is a virtual world that features treasure hunts and arcade games. Now, it also features an underwater room, which is only accessible to the members of the Club Lacoste or to holders of their underwater card NFT. Now, they also mention you're going to be able to earn points, which I assume connects back to the website where you could earn points and evolve your NFT. However, at the time of filming this video, the website is currently not operational. This week, we also saw Reddit release their Gen 4 avatars, which features a cool cat amongst the collection. Now, these NFTs can only be purchased through the Reddit shop or on a secondary marketplace compatible with Polygon NFTs. Next up, we have Renga partnering with the Formula 1 Haas racing team to release a 1,000 supply NFT collection on August 1st, launching through OpenSea. Now, some of the utilities for these NFTs will be limited to lucky winners, who will have the chance to either feature their name or ENS name on an F1 car, display their NFT in the team's garage, attend virtual meet and greets, win a full-size replica helmet, or a fire suit. Next up, the Christies auction in partnership with Gucci that we spoke about last week finally concluded, and unfortunately 6 of the 21 NFTs up for auction did not receive a single bid. Now, 2 of those NFTs were Fidenzas by Tyler Hobbs, which are a desirable collection. However, unless you really want to buy a specific NFT, I don't understand the point of buying at one of these auctions, as the NFTs are often marked up due to the auction house's fee, which is very expensive, often in the 6 figures if the NFT sells for a lot of money. So I don't know why anybody who wants a Fidenza or another popular piece wouldn't just go to the secondary market to buy it. Now, this week we also saw Sotheby's hold an auction for 494 NFTs, part of a generative art collection by Martin Grazer called Themes and Variations, which was a Dutch auction starting at 20 ETH and finally sold out at 1.5 ETH. However, on the secondary market, they're currently trading above 4 Ethereum, so it's great to see a flippable NFT in the bear, and congratulations to Martin Grazer as they did manage to raise $1.2 million. Moving into tech and crypto, we had the launch of Worldcoin this week, which is a company by Sam Altman, who is behind OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT. Now, some of the things they're trying to do with this is solve the issue of cyber attacks as well as AI deepfakes, and they're trying to do this through proof of personhood, for which you can obtain a world ID, which requires you to scan your eye at one of their orbs and hand over your data. Now, they have been met with a lot of pushback, especially considering their early methods where they would go to underdeveloped countries and essentially bribe people to hand over their data for $50 as you receive 25 world tokens, which are currently worth around $2. And of course, on top of that, a ton of people are hesitant handing over their data, especially their biometric data, to a company, as we are getting closer to what feels like an episode of Black Mirror or Minority Report. But at the same time, there's a lot of people who seem to be more than willing to volunteer their data and are literally lining up in the street to have their eye scanned. So I understand both sides of this. I personally think this type of technology is inevitable, and there's definitely some advantages to it. And let's face it, as much as we claim we don't want to hand our data over to a company, we all have iPhones. We've all given our facial scans or our fingerprints to Apple, Google, Meta, Snapchat. There's even people out there who have sent their DNA to companies like 23andMe. So I personally don't mind this existing. I just want it to be handled properly, safely. I want to know my data is secure and that it's not owned by anybody except for me. And what are the repercussions if my data gets out and somebody now has like my biometric data? I want there to be severe repercussions for this company. Now, one other thing that's really good about Worldcoin is their World app, as it allows anybody to transfer money worldwide free of charge, which is especially good for people in underdeveloped countries since they don't have to pay a transfer fee or like a $25 wire transfer fee at a bank. Now, along with that, you're going to get a ton of competitors, one of which is called Beam, who aim to be the global Venmo and offer peer-to-peer crypto transfers. Now, this company is backed by A16Z, and it seems they have managed to raise upwards of $95 million. Now, along with all that, we also saw Elon this week change the Twitter logo from the bird to an X and rename the company, which is an homage to his original company X.com prior to joining PayPal. Now, Twitter is obviously becoming more and more important to anybody who wants to have an online business, who wants to have an online persona and just be an influencer, especially since he's turning Twitter into the everything app and is slowly rolling out creator earnings. Now, one of these earnings methods is going to be tips for creators, which are going to be done in cryptocurrencies, many of which are speculating Doge is going to be at the forefront of this, especially after Elon changed the location of his Twitter profile to XD, X being the new name of the company, and Doge looking like the Doge logo. So if he did make Doge the official currency of Twitter, we would obviously see Doge go to the moon. So I'm personally going to be ready with money in like Rollbit or something, ready to 1000x Doge if that is announced. Now, of course, when he announced the name change, we saw some ish coins pop off, some of which that I personally faded, of course, are X, which managed to hit a $30 million market cap, as well as Triple X, because why not, which hit a $4 million market cap. So while I'm personally not an expert at ish coining, even though we're in a bear market and a lot of the days are boring, especially for NFTs, there's a ton of money to be made in these types of markets. People love to gamble, especially when they're bored. So people have been gambling all week on hamster races, on turtle races, and just on derivatives of ish coins. Continuing in product news, we also saw Farcaster, which is a decentralized social network, enable ENS names as their handles. Now, while some of you might be thinking, who cares about an ENS name? This week we saw the Twitter handle @X get taken away from the owner of it after he asked Elon for $1 million. Now, a lot of people are saying this is unfair, this is unjust. However, they have updated the community notes on this tweet to show that it is against the guidelines to be selling your Twitter handle. And I, for one, can understand this. Every time there's like a new domain, a .bitcoin.sats.ens, there's somebody who buys Crypto Gorilla or Gorilla Labs or Gorilla Labs TV and tries to sell it to me for $15,000. Moving into fundraising news, we saw the Web3 gaming publisher Delabs announce a $4.7 million raise in a seed round led by Haas. Delabs is currently developing 3 different games. However, their flagship game, Rumble Racing, will be hosting a tournament starting next week where you could win up to $10,000. Now, I know in Guerrilla Labs, we have some community members who are going to be participating in this tournament, like DJ. So if you want to sign up yourself and try to win the $10,000, I'm going to put a link in the description down below. Next, we saw High Dollar, a Web3 fintech company, raise $30 million from Animoca Brands, as well as develop a strategic partnership with them. High offers custom NFT debit cards with up to 12% cash back, which is extremely high, and they allow you to spend your crypto, including coins that Animoca Brands has invested in, like Sand and Ape. Now, on the announcement of this, of course, the High token pumped, and at the time of filming this video, it is up roughly 40%. Finally, the biggest raise of the week goes to Flashbots with their raise of $60 million led by Paradigm. Now, Flashbots is a service that proposes blocks for validators on the Ethereum blockchain, which has to do with MEV, or maximum extractable value. You might have heard of this term if you trade Ishcoins and you've ever been sandwiched by Jared from Subway. Essentially, what they can do is manipulate the order inside a block, and then from there, they're able to extract some of your money during the transaction. That's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't already done so, would you kindly hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification. Thank you for watching the Crypto Gorilla. Peace.